Well, hopefully that got your juices flowing a little bit, that teaser. Welcome everyone to this special launch event. I can see everyone joining. Let me share our chats here so that we can keep up with each other. People from all over the country, all over the world. I see London, California, Missouri, Brazil. Welcome everyone. I'm gonna give everyone a couple of minutes to get in, to file in, get started. There's already so many people here. Let me know: are you a current JobScan user? Are you a JobScan job searcher, or is this your first time to a JobScan event? Let me know. Let me know where you're from and how your job search is going. Redondo Beach, California. I wish I was on the beach right now. I'm in Texas and it's actually really cold. I think earlier today it was like 30 degrees or something. So definitely not my kind. Oh, hey Dallas. I'm close to Dallas. I'm about an hour northwest of like downtown Dallas. Of course, Dallas just keeps going forever. Yes. Okay. So I hear some people are JobScan users already. Do we have a lot of people who are JobScan premium users or people who haven't quite made the switch to premium yet? Are you still in a free account? Let me know. What we're going to be showing you today is just really, really cool. And you're going to want to try it out. Um, I've used JobScan for more than a year now. Awesome. I got people from Arlington, Canada, California, Paris, bonjour, Pennsylvania, awesome, Germany, JobScan user. That's nice. First time. Okay, so we got some newbies here. David, looks like you're a premium user. That's awesome. A couple of other premium users. So yeah, this tool that we're going to show is part of our premium toolkit. So you'll be able to use it. You might have used it already. We kind of soft launched it a couple of months ago, but this is the grand opening, so to speak. And like I said, it's just really great. I see more people joining. I'm going to get started with the event. Feel free to continue chatting on YouTube. I can see those messages and those questions as they come in, and we'll try to get to if there's like any technical issues addressing that. I think we will have time for a Q&A at the end. We've tried to leave time for that, but we'll see if we get to that. Um, but for the most part, we're going to be taking a look at this new tool that we're unveiling. That's really really awesome, and make sure you stay till the end too, because we have a special deal that we're running for this launch, and we're only going to be running it for 24 hours. So it's a flash sale. It's not one that we run very often or for very long, because it is such a discount that we don't do it very often, but we wanted to run it for this because it's such a special event. Um, the session is being recorded, so you'll be able to see it on our YouTube channel afterwards, and then you'll also get an email with a link to the recording. If you don't get JobScan emails, like maybe you heard of this through some other means, one way to make sure that you get that email with the recording and with more information on the flash sale is to just register for a free account. You don't have to get a paid account. If you just register for a free JobScan account, you'll be put into our mailing list so that you'll get that follow-up email with the recordings, with the promo code link and all that. So let's jump in. Let's get started. I'm going to transition over to our slide deck. And this is a special unveiling of a new era of one-click resume optimization. JobScan has been around since 2014. It's been over 10 years. And our mission from the beginning was to automate the job search, to make the job search easier and faster. And we've made some steps in that direction, but today we're delivering something that gets us as close as we've ever gotten. Now, if you've, followed JobScan for a while, you know that we've made strides over the past 10 years. JobScan launched in 2014. This was actually our original homepage. It was very, very simple. This was built by our CEO, by our founder. He built this. It's our resume scanner. It's what Jobscan is known for, the resume scanner. And by the way, let me know if you've been here since 2014, if you've used Jobscan over those years. A lot of times, what happens is a job seeker will come in, use Jobscan, get a job, cancel the account, and then the next time they're looking for a job, they come back, get the job, and then the next time they're looking for a job. We have a lot of customers that come back like that. So let me know if that's you, if you remember this very first homepage from 2014. But this is where we started. This was just the resume scanner where you would get a report on keywords that you needed to put on your resume. I see some people I remember. I have, so y'all have been here. Y'all have been here from the beginning. That's pretty awesome. Um, and then we made some improvements from there. In 2019, we launched Power Edit, and Power Edit allowed you to edit your resume right within JobScan. So you didn't have to like go into another like Microsoft Word document, make the edits based on the report, and then upload the report, get the updated match rate. It was just like a really manual back and forth process. So we released Power Edit, which allowed you to make those changes right in the browser and see your match rate increase as you made those changes. And we made some improvements to Power Edit over the years. In 2023, Power Edit 3.0 launched, and this added features like AI phrase suggestion, templates, other AI writing features. And these features made optimization easier, but the process was still manual. You were still getting a report, and then you had to go in and make those changes and decide what to write or decide which phrases to use from the generator. It was still a manual process that could take up to 30 minutes or more to tailor a resume. And I'm curious for y'all, whether you're a JobScan user or not, how much time do you usually spend tailoring your resume? Are you in that 30-minute range, or does it take longer than that, maybe up to an hour per resume or per application? Or are you able to get it below 30 minutes, maybe 15 to 20? How long does it usually take y'all to tailor your resume for each job? And this is assuming that you tailor your resume for each job. Like you have maybe like a base resume, and then you kind of make tweaks for each application that you do. That's generally the best practice that JobScan recommends. So how long does that process usually take for y'all? I see 20 minutes per application more. Okay, so more than 30 minutes, 1 to 2 hours per application. I mean, that's a long time. Depends on the job alignment. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes if you need to do more tweaks, then it's going to take longer. 30 minutes, about 2 hours, still too long for my liking. I would agree. 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours per application. I mean, that means you're going to get a really good application. That's the whole point of JobScan, is that you're getting an application that is like really, really great for that job. But the time is still a factor there. And that's what we saw. When we looked at 2025 by the numbers, we had some successes. We helped over 2 million job seekers. That's a lot. And that's 2.3 million job seekers all over the world. And our average time to hire is less than 2 months. So JobScan users who get a job offer, it takes about 1.8 months from the time they start applying to the time that they are hired, or the time that they get a job offer. And compared to the industry average, which can be anywhere from 3 to 6 months, this was great. It was telling us that the time that job seekers were putting into tailoring their resume was worth it. But the problem here was the 23 minutes per application. And, for some of you is more, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And that's just it's not efficient. To take that much time per application, that's not really delivering on our mission and our promise, really, to make the job search faster and shorter too. So we knew that we could help job seekers more. And with AI growing the way that it was, we knew that AI and automation could help, but there were a few problems with just using generic AI. If we were to just say, okay, let's plug in a chat GPT chatbot and they can use that. There were some issues that we ran into that made us think like, we don't really want to just do that, or we don't want to just tell job seekers go use chat GPT. To talk more about that, I'm going to bring onto the virtual stage our product manager, our head of product, Daniel Kojikar. He runs our product. Let me see if I can get Daniel on uh, camera now. Daniel, let me know if you can hear me or see.
Hello.
Okay, there he is.
Yeah, I can hear you and I get the signal that I'm on air.
Okay.
Feels like in a movie. Um,
Um, let me see all scenes. Okay, well, I don't know why we can't hear you or see you, but that's okay. I think we can hear you. Um, y'all, let me know if you can't actually hear Daniel whenever he's talking. If not, then let's see. He says that he's off air. Okay, let me try it again, bringing Daniel in.
yeah, I think now I'm on air.
Yeah. Okay. I can hear
So,
you, Daniel. Y'all, let me know if you're not hearing Daniel when he's talking. Um, but Daniel is gonna go into some of the issues and the challenges that we faced whenever looking at how we could implement AI and automation in order to make the job search easier. So, Daniel, I'm gonna let you take the stage here and kind of dig into some of those challenges.
yeah, like Sydney said, we knew that Power Edit is doing well at editing the resume, but we needed to help people speed up the process and have a better resume in a faster time frame. And we could not just send people to ChatGPT because if any of you tried, and I'm pretty sure all of you tried to optimize your resume with ChatGPT, there are a few failures that we found that this could be our differentiating value when building one-click optimize, which is basically a power edit on steroids. Um, there are three key aspects that I want to speak about when we think about why ChatGPT might not be the best option. And it's not just ChatGPT, any LLMs and any um, Claude or Gemini, anything you prefer. So the first is the that optimize my resume, or the simple prompt that we usually send with the job description and resume. It's very basic. ChatGPT or any LLM works well when they have the context, they have the instructions, they have the constraints, and mainly the constraints that comes um, from the point of the view of how the recruitment works, how recruiters look at the resume. So when someone just says optimize this resume, or even if you make it more elaborate, that ends up in a very uh, inflated resume with inflated bullet points, generic buzzwords, skills are stuffed everywhere, and content that sounds senior but it's not credible. So I'm pretty sure all of you saw it, that it's more like a prose rather than a resume. So that usually ends up in good language in your resume, but it's not very effective in terms of hiring. The second one is the fact of how the ATS actually works and how the recruiters look at your resume. So there are key steps before a recruiter even reads your resume. So first, the ATS needs to parse your information. That's your contact information. That's your years of experience. That's your keywords. So whenever someone in a recruiter, before they see your resume, they also run a search and some filters, and usually they run this search by keywords. So things like your job title, important skills, education, and so on. So when you ask ChatGPT to optimize your resume, they don't have all that context on how recruiters actually search in the ATS. And then the third one, let me know if you ever tried to optimize your resume, how long the thread went into giving feedback rounds, and then you end up with something that is so much different from what you started. It sounds good, it sounds professional, but it doesn't sound like you. So I had that case. I was also in the job market a year and a half ago, and I have a friend that now is looking for a job, and he said like, I started just with one work experience, spend like 20 minutes just giving feedback, making it better and better and better. And in the end, I read the result and I was not sure if I want to include that in my resume. So it's a lot of time that you lose, and you could do it better. So yeah, these were the three key aspects that we try to optimize for when building our one click optimize.
Yeah. And I mean, like, totally agree. And this kind of touches on the original problem that we're trying to solve is one, to make it easier, and then two, to make it faster. So in some ways, working with like a chat GPT or Claude or Gemini, in some ways it's a little easier, but then you also have some issues that make it not as easy. And then it can still take as long depending on how it works. And then it's not always accurate. So there were still some of those challenges. And so, one thing that the team looked at whenever trying to overcome those challenges was not just a generic AI chatbot, but strategic optimization with an expertly trained AI, a tool that was purpose built for resume optimization. And that's what we're going to show y'all today. That's what we're going to unveil today. And let me know if y'all want to see a preview of it. Do you want to see a preview of this new tool? Let me know in the chat. And we'll show y'all really quickly how it works, and then we'll dig into the behind the scenes of what's going on, how to use it, some of the features. So just let me know in the chat if you want to see a quick preview of this new tool that has been purpose built for resume optimization. Yes. Okay. Exclamation mark. That's nice. Okay. Yes. Yes, please. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Okay. So let's give you the first preview, the first little teaser of this new tool, strategic optimization with an expertly trained AI. Let's take a look. Right. Okay. Pretty awesome. Okay. And don't worry, we're gonna show you more. That was just a sizzle reel to kind of whet your appetite a little bit. But that's what we're unveiling. One click optimize that uses a purpose-built AI tool to optimize your resume, but still gives you control if you want it. You can just accept all the changes, or you can go one by one. But let me not get ahead of myself. I'm going to turn it back over to Daniel, and let's dig into more about one click optimize, how it works, and how it solves some of these problems. Daniel, how you talked about those three problems with like a generic AI. So how does one click optimize solve some of those problems?
Yeah, so those were the problems we were trying to solve with this tool. And starting with, we have the ATS aware intelligence. Now, someone here in the chat mentioned that if I know how to prompt, can I use ChatGPT? For sure. I think you can continue using ChatGPT if you're good at it. Now, there is also the part that you might not know how the recruiters react to your resume. So if you have those instructions, yeah, go ahead and do it. Because in fact, one-click optimize is also using LLM to generate the content. Now, we all know that with the LLM, the context is king. And that context is what we have at Jobscan for over 12 or 11 years of experience of researching how ATSs work, how recruiters interact with the ATSs, what they are reading, how do they write those job descriptions. And based on that, we optimize our one-click optimize to be ATS aware. And so it knows how ATS works, how recruiters work. So we solve that problem in that way. Then we have true automation. So you get an instant generation of your resume, but we preserve control. So when you send a resume to ChatGPT, it normally gives you a very long text, and then you have to go and pinpoint all the feedbacks that you need to do. And often it modifies other parts of the text, and that's not very efficient. For us, what we wanted to do is to provide you the option to accept everything, but at the same time, you can just go and accept everything in like one by one. So you have the full control of what gets changed in your resume. And of course, based on our tests since October, we've seen the majority of our users end up downloading their resume within 5 minutes.
Wow.
So that's like from 23 minutes that we had with Power Edit, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was like 23 minutes before, and now it's 5 minutes or less. Yeah. Okay, so I see people in the chat. They definitely want to see a deeper look into one-click optimize, and don't worry, we are going to show you that. That was a teaser. Let's dig in more. Daniel, first I'm going to show a walkthrough so that people can get an idea of how to use it and what features are available. And then everyone will come back and Daniel will explain how the system works, how AI suggests changes, dive into some of those features. And I see some really great questions in the chat. I've starred those. So after this, we'll make sure to answer some of those questions. But let's take a deeper look at this tool and see like what it's actually doing and how you use it. Let's jump into that now.
What if you could optimize and tailor your resume for any job in less than 5 minutes? Meet One-Click Optimize from Jobscan. Getting started is simple. Upload your resume in any format or import your LinkedIn profile to instantly create one. Then paste the job description for the role you're targeting. The moment you hit One-Click Optimize, Jobscan goes to work. Instantly, you see your match rate, a real-time measure of how well your resume aligns with this specific job. Right now, we're at 42%. Not bad, but we can do better. Watch as that number climbs in real time. Jobscan immediately identifies the key skills from the job description and shows you exactly where you stand. Green check mark? You've already got that skill covered in your resume. Red X? That's the skill the employer wants, but still missing. Skills are grouped into hard skills and soft skills, with clear counters showing your progress at a glance. You'll know exactly what to add, no more guessing. One-Click Optimize shows you exactly what to change, where, and why. Every suggestion is tied to your experience and the job description. You're not just adding words, you're adding value. Hover over any change and you can accept or reject it instantly. Full control, zero hassle. Accept a suggestion and watch your match rate update in real time. Need to optimize faster? Use the filter to focus only on sections that need attention. Then try compare mode to see the difference One-Click Optimize makes. See your original resume side by side with the optimized version, compare match rates, and see exactly what's improved, from 42% to 89%. Job ready in 5 minutes. To speed up the process even more, click on Accept All and let One-Click Optimize do its magic, transforming your entire resume in seconds. If you'd like to fine-tune your resume even further, click Continue to enter edit mode. Here, you can edit the text, add details, and make final tweaks before downloading. When you're satisfied and ready, download your optimized resume and start applying with confidence. One-Click Optimize isn't just faster than other AI tools, it's smarter. It's built for job seekers who want results, not guesswork. You'll get in-context suggestions tied to real job requirements and that are relevant to your experience. You'll see real-time match rate tracking with full control, with accept and reject options. Your resume will be job ready in 5 minutes. Jobscan ensures every resume you send is optimized for success. One-click optimize from Jobscan, the smarter way to get interviews faster.
All right, so that's more of how to use it. And Daniel, I'm going to turn things over to you so that you can share your screen and do kind of a more informal walkthrough and go into some of the features. While you're setting that up, I think the tutorial might have answered some of the questions that we had. So one of the questions was, what if you don't have a skill or experience that the job description requires? What if you don't have that on your resume? Like, is it just going to make up that experience? And Daniel will get into this, but as you saw, the answer is no. It doesn't lie. It doesn't hallucinate as AIs do. It is based on your career experience. So, and then when is it going to be launched? It is actually live now, so you could go in and use it, but don't yet because we have a deal that we're running, and I'll tell you about that after this. But Daniel, I'll turn things over to you to go into more of like how the AI suggests the changes, how it thinks, and some of the other features.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Like one of the things that we wanted to fix is to not just you see we have a big list of skills. Like this is a very bad resume that I just want to prove a point. Normally you will not get that many recommendations, but there is often skills that are very industry or niche skills. Let's say I'm a product manager, but if I apply for a blockchain company, I have nothing related to blockchain, so I might not be a good fit. But also, like AI will not normally ChatGPT will add all those skills to my resume, but I don't have those skills, so that will be some sort of lying or hallucinating. What we were trying to instruct the LLM in our prompts is that they can infer certain skills from your experience. So let's say if I worked in roadmap planning, means I am also doing sprint planning. I also do stakeholder management, because those things are connected. You cannot do one without the other. So in that way, we try to train the AI to infer the skills without going too far into hallucinating. So here you see the usual dashboard or the usual view of the one-click optimize. We have our standard match report, so to say. You have your match score whenever you upload your resume. You have the skills that we recommend you to add. We have the searchability, which are the things about like contact address or things that you're missing, and some recruiter tips. And as the promo showed, you can filter only the things you need to work on, so you focus just on what you need to address. Now, when you look at the skills, you see that we have certain tags like AI suggests to add, and you can review all the skills and see how to work with them. And for example, identifying risks was a skill that AI couldn't infer from the context of this resume, so it didn't add it, and it's not recommended by AI. But still, if you as a person think that you have that skill, you can, I'll show you later on how get recommendations on how you could include this skill into your resume. So when you look at what AI is suggesting, you can see a lot of red and green. We try to use a similar user experience and user interface as Grammarly. Probably a lot of you are familiar with that. You look at the what it recommends to remove with red, what it recommends to add with green, and there are a few types of suggestions that we have. Like for example, this is just a rephrase suggestion. It makes sense more grammatically if you put program manager with like capital M and not just like as I wrote it. So you go ahead and you accept it. Sometimes it can rephrase a whole phrase. Sometimes it can remove a part of the text, like here, to make it more concise and because this doesn't add value, for example. There is also punctuation recommendations. I don't have in this case, but you get a lot of suggestions like that. And as I mentioned, when we send the information in our prompts to the LLM, we send information about the skills, categorization of the skills, what are nice to have, what are must have, and what are not so relevant. And then we ask the LLM, we give it the context about ATS, how the ATS works, how to phrase certain things, what is not good to have. So we set the guardrails and recommendations and the objectives for optimization. So once,
Can I jump in really quick? Someone made a point about you don't know which ATS system the employer uses. Could you like really quickly? It only takes like 5 seconds to show that ATS tip feature to get that information.
so we have this ATS tip, which, for example, you can use. I don't know if this link has an ATS. Oh, no, not this one. No, caught me off guard. Lever.
Sorry.
Yeah. So here you see like the ATS tip. It's something that gives you specific instruction to the ATS of this specific job. So what you have to do is either to paste the company name or the job URL. So the listing URL, and then we can search what is the ATS. And you get specifically instructions for this ATS. Sometimes they prefer a specific date format. Sometimes they accept synonyms. Sometimes they don't accept synonyms for skills when they run a search. So for that reason, I do recommend strongly to check this one. That's why you have it here, like somewhat prominent, and you can check it every time. But also, it's very important to know that across all the ATSs, they use pretty much the same type of like parsing, same type of search and filters. The key features come into the way they operate rather than the base architecture of how they parse, how they search the candidates. So in that way, when we recommend this, it's a general umbrella instructions that cover all the ATSs.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I know that's a question that people have, but yeah, the system can detect for the most part which ATS the company is using. Okay, I'll let you get back
Yeah,
to the demo.
and I see someone mention like Amazon and Google is not there. So the ATSs usually are not really open sharing how their system works, how they parse, what they care about and what they don't. And for that reason, Jobscan does every every while does test on the sandbox of those ATSs. So we purchase the sandbox and we play with the system, and we try to see how it works. Plus, we observe recruiters how they use it, and there is no documentation that will explain how everything works, so that we can all take that information and understand how to optimize for that. And that's the reason why ChatGPT, for example, doesn't have that knowledge, because it requires for now manual review of their systems.
Yeah.
So for Google, for example, and Amazon, they build their own in-house ATS systems, and it's hard to get try on it. Just what we see from recruiters, but that's not enough for us to have enough ATS tips for you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you were going to show next, but I'm really just excited to show the accept all thing, because it's literally just like you like click it once and then like boom, no more like freaking writing and rewriting. And this is like, it's not just incorporating the skills again based on your experience. It's also going to give you like writing suggestions and fix your punctuation and your grammar and your spelling. It's like it's an all-in-one thing. So anyways, I was just excited for that. Thanks.
Yeah. So while you spoke it, I showed it. You just press one button, you see all the progression, and then you see all the change that it happened. Like from 43 that I started with, I have now a 96 match rate. And then you have options here. You can go back to editing, and maybe you want to undo and redo, or you want to just compare to see how it was before and how it's after. Or you can go to the editing state. So when you continue to edit. And now the resume becomes editable. So you can modify anything you want. Like you want, for example, not experience, but professional. Sorry, my spelling if I'm not correct. And then you can go and make it an H1, or you can basically any edits you want to have. You want to make this italic. So you can modify anything you want to do. For now, you cannot modify the font. It's just this one, and but that's yet to come. Like One Click Optimize recently launched. There's a lot of things that we are excited to launch soon and show, but fonts and line spacing of the like margins, those are a few things that are yet to come.
Someone asked, sorry, really
Yeah.
quickly. Someone asked if it can help with cover letters. You don't have to like dig too much into it because this is just like one click optimized video, but you'll see the cover letter tab there, and so yes, it'll
Yeah,
generate a
you
cover
just go
letter.
here, generate cover letter, and it takes a while, but it takes the context of the resume, the job description, the skills you just added, and it generates a cover letter. So it's a one, it's done in a minute. Also, we try to keep it short, directional, and we'll have soon some rewrite options like make it focused on skills, make it focused on achievements, and so on. So more control to you as a user. And then ultimately what you have to do when you're done with your resume, you just download it, and it goes either as a PDF or a Microsoft Word. And when you download it as Microsoft Word, you have the flexibility to put it in a template that you like. And that's a good segue to the things that we're about to build. Templates is one of them, and formats. So we heard the users saying like, it looks good, but it still looks like a ChatGPT generated resume, and we want something that we can put into a template. And that's what we're working currently. We are working on adding templates to One Click Optimize. We're working on features like make it one page. For example, now you can see that it's 2 pages. Yeah, 1.5. But you will have a button that say like make it one page while preserving the context and the skills.
Awesome.
So we're now instructing the LLM how to contract your resume in a good way. And there's way more things that we're excited to build on this product. And any feedback that comes from the users is very helpful. So try it, play with it, and let us know how you find it. And we'll try to improve it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of new features coming. And actually, we just got a message from our head of engineering yesterday about a new tool that they're working on that's it's not within one click. It's a separate tool, but it's going to be also totally awesome. So yeah, thanks Daniel for showing all of this. There are questions about the tools, so I want to make sure we can get into that. Let me go here. Actually, before we get to the Q&A, I want to tell y'all about the flash sale that we're running. This is a special that we're running just for this launch because of how special it is for job seekers, and it's only running for 24 hours. You can get 50% off of Jobscan Premium for 1 year. And by the way, whenever you have Jobscan Premium, I mean, you get access to One Click Optimize and the resume scanner and all that, but you also get the cover letter generator, LinkedIn optimizer to help you optimize your LinkedIn profile. You get AI features like our resume bullet point generator, our resume summary generator. We have job boards that will show you not just open jobs, but it'll actually show you how well you match that job before you even scan your resume. So you can save even more time there. We have our job tracker, our resume builder, so many features. It's the complete job search toolkit. So to get that 50% off, go to jobscan.co/promo/OCO. That's OCO as in one click optimize. And I'm also going to put it in the chat, which I think should make it a clickable link. But yeah, so that's where you're going to go and you'll see an option there to get 50% off. Again, it's only for 24 hours. So by the end of the day tomorrow, this won't be running anymore, but you'll get 50% off JobScan Premium to get access to all of this. Now I want to get to some Q&A. I'll just go ahead and leave this up and then maybe I'll do it like this. So no, that's not cool. I don't like that. Can we do it like this? No, because then you can't see it very well. Maybe like this. There we go. Okay, that way you can see us and the promo code. Okay, so let's get to Q&A. One of the most commonly asked questions I'm seeing here is that they're not seeing one click optimize, even though they're a premium user. Maybe it would help actually to go back to the screen share with the demo just to show them like where the button is, how to get to it. Let me go back to that and I'll let you show that off.
Oh, sorry, I shared the screen, right?
Yeah, yeah. And while you're getting that, I want to know from everyone, um, seeing one click optimize and how much time it saves that you can optimize your resume in under 5 minutes and get an ATS friendly resume. How many more applications do you think you would be able to submit this month if you were able to go from some of y'all it was like 1 to 2 hours per application? If you can get that down to 5 minutes, how many more applications could you submit? I'm kind of just curious. I want to see, but yeah, Daniel, go ahead and show them like where everything is and how to get to it.
Yeah, the way you use it is just like you have on the dashboard. So you might not see admin there because I'm an admin, but on the dashboard that you go, there is our scan widget, and whenever you paste a resume, you might either see it with the paste resume or with your saved resume if you have any. I have here a lot of test resumes, so for that reason you can see my saved resume, and then you paste a job description here. And let's take one from ours. So I'll copy one from here.
You can actually just click scan and it'll automatically paste it.
Yeah,
there.
also
But
that.
Yeah,
Which is
okay. You
and
you
then
know you built the thing, so I don't know what I'm saying.
yeah, but it's I forget sometimes that this is like a feature to speak about. So
Yeah.
But and then you have the button one click optimize. In some cases, if you used to use Power Edit as a premium user, you might have here Power Edit instead of one click optimize, and then under it you will have something like this, a link to try one click optimize. If you press that link, your default tool will change from Power Edit to one click optimize. So in some premium cases, that might be the situation. So check it out. And then, of course, once you switch and one click optimize your default tool, every time you press new scan, let's say you're on the job tracker and you want to do a new scan, you just press new scan, the widget pops here, you paste your resume, your job description, and you do a one click optimize session.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that was another question people had was, do you still have Power Edit? And so yes, it is still there if you want to use it. But a lot of the features that were in Power Edit are still in one click. Like you can accept all the changes or you can accept some and reject the others. And then after that, you can make edits to your resume on your own within the window. But if you just prefer Power Edit, then yeah, it's still there. Okay, let me see. Another question. Daniel, you might have thoughts. I have thoughts on this too. Some AI driven ATS are checking for AI generated resumes. Will using this tool affect this? I know I've tested many of the AI detectors and none of them are reliable. In fact, I just saw an article that someone had scanned in the Declaration of Independence and it said it was 100% AI, which we know it wasn't. So from that standpoint, it will not be able to detect that it's AI. Daniel, I'm curious if you have any thoughts just from a product, building the tool. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, the difference between using an LLM and using one-click optimize is that we take the resume as a base and we add or we modify certain things in your resume. So we still keep your language, we still keep the bullet points as you started them, and we try to preserve the language in the description that we add or the skills that we add. So in that way, whenever you run it through an AI detector, it won't pop or it won't result. I don't know how it works, but essentially there is of course, if you keep adding a lot of skills, a lot of AI recommendations, it will eventually start to sound more like I don't know, AI created. But it's important to review all the changes that one-click optimize suggests. You can just look things that sound to AI or makes it look not like your language, and then you remove those ones and you keep what you believe it's your voice, because in the end, that needs to be transferred to the recruiter.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, some people were asking if it's premium only or is it free? I know it is a premium tool. I don't remember. Is there a version of it available on the free account?
It is not yet available. We
Okay.
are planning within the next 2 or 3 weeks to launch it, and every free user will have at least 3 available scans with one-click optimize. So you will get a taste of how the tool works and if it's a good fit for you.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then you have it available in the free trial. If you start a free
Mhm.
trial with Jobscan, you have access for the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In the free trial, which is 2 weeks, which is really like so long. I don't know why we give it away free for 2 weeks, but just so you know, you could use JobScan Premium free for 2 weeks, and that you get one click optimize. But a better deal would be the 50% off that we're running. So I would recommend that. Um, okay, another question I see is where can one find training videos? We actually have on the website, whenever you go to the website, there's at the top, there's a drop down called products. And within that, you'll see a page for product walkthrough. And on that page, we have tutorials, videos, all this stuff to know how to use this tool as well as like all of the tools within JobScan. Um, okay, let's talk about this. I've had a couple of people ask about formatting. How did we design one click? What was our approach to formatting? What was the thinking behind that? How does it handle formatting? Why does it handle it certain ways? What can you tell us about that?
There is not much formatting as of now. We're just trying to keep a readable font for the recruiters, and then we try to keep the structure of your resume. A lot of times, if you have a two columns format of the resume, that might not transfer into one click optimize. And the reason is that we found that more recruiters prefer a one column resume. They prefer when it's readable top to down. We saw how they skimmed the resumes, so it's a better choice to go that way. And as I mentioned, for now we don't do any real formatting. What we are planning to do is the templates, which essentially will allow you uh, to give some structure and some like format to your resume. Plus, you have as of now you have the small formatting, like make it bold, make it italic. You can add headings, you can add bullet points, things that will allow you to customize your resume as a base.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and whenever you do finish optimize, by the way, I see so many people scanning the QR code. That's awesome. That takes you to the promo page as well. Yeah, one of the things whenever you finish optimizing and you download it as a PDF, you're gonna see like it's a simple template. But one thing I always tell people is like whenever you're trying to make a professional resume, an ATS friendly resume, a readable resume, not just by, the ATS, but also by the recruiter, their human eyes. Simple and really boring is better. So like we are going to implement templates, but the format that you get, while it might not be the same format that you had before, it might be more ATS friendly than what you had before. Um, Kind of on that note, I've seen a couple of people ask about file types. Can you use PDFs within one click or like within that resume scanner?
Yeah, you can upload PDF or docx, even text if you paste it. So you can do any of that. And I just wanted to add on your previous point. I think it's a key aspect that we as job seekers often don't realize, that the resume, it's not a description of your career. It's not your, I don't know, Wikipedia page. It's a document that it's your selling point, your value proposition document, and you need to convince a recruiter that reads your resume that that's a good fit. So you don't create it for yourself, you create it for the recruiter. And when you think like, oh, I want to add some designs to make it more pretty, to make it I don't know what, that usually ends not in the best way for the recruiter, because they like simplicity. They like the resumes to look the same, so that when they skim a lot of resume throughout the day, it's easier for them to process. So for that
Mhm.
reason, we recommend keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Okay. And this is an interesting question, but I think it might, in principle, apply to a lot of people. This is a really interesting situation. Their resume is in PowerPoint with text boxes, but it's a PDF of the PowerPoint. Now, I'm not sure how you got in that situation, but I feel for you because that would be very difficult to deal with. But I think the solution would be, like you were saying before, is like you could upload the PDF, yes, if it doesn't catch everything, since a PowerPoint PDF resume is kind of weird. You could also just upload the text, or not even upload. You can just paste in the text, and that will ensure that it gets all of it. So whether this is your specific situation or you're having some other, challenge, I would recommend that. Um, this is kind of an interesting question, more just not product specific, but do you consider it hypocritical for a company to utilize ATS to eliminate applicants while disapproving of applicants using AI to create their resumes? I know you've talked to a lot of recruiters, hiring managers, job seekers. Um, do you have thoughts on this? What do you think?
Well, I think there's everyone thinks that the ATS is the demon, and it eliminates applicants. But I think what is important and what's different than what people perceive is the fact that you get ghosted, not eliminated. So the process, how it works, is that ATS doesn't eliminate you unless you answer negatively to the knockout questions, like in the form when they ask you, do you have visa, are you allowed to work in this country, and you answer no, then probably you will not be allowed to work at that company. But when it comes to the ATS, how the recruiters work is that they get a lot of applications in this market. We've seen jobs that get over a few thousand applicants, and a recruiter has multiple jobs at the same time. So for them to speed up the process, they run the searches and the filters in their ATS, because ATS is basically just holding a database of resumes and candidates. And then in that ATS, they run searches and filters. So they try to search by job. If you had that job title that they are looking for before, if you had that skill that they are looking for in your resume mentioned. So if you're not found in that search result, then basically you'll end up ghosted, because those people that are found are shortlisted, those people are seen, and they end up with an interview. And for
Yeah.
that reason, skills are very important, and that's our bread and butter. We're trying to keep it in all our product, because we strongly believe this is the key change that you can
Yeah.
make in your resume.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've run surveys of recruiters, and like 75% of them responded that they filter candidates by skills. And there were some other things like, sorry, that they filter candidates. And within that, it was like either job title, skills, education, and so on. And so it's just a common practice. I know there are some recruiters who don't do that, who look at every single resume, but the data shows that the majority of them use some kind of like filtering system, even if it's just a simple search, like find resumes that have this skill. They'll do that. Okay, let's do it. Just a couple of more questions. One that I've seen a few times is, when will it be deployed? One Click Optimize is live now, so you can go in and use it whether you're premium now or you sign up now. It will be there. A couple of people have asked, if I'm already on premium, can I get the discount? Our discounts are only available for new customers. We do that as a bonus for them, but also because we run discounts throughout the year that people could sign up through. And then if we apply it to like existing accounts, then things will start overlapping and rolling over and all that stuff. So to keep it simple, it's for new customers only. And I've noticed a couple of people saying that the QR code might be going to a different URL. I checked it and it should be correct, but just be safe. The URL is jobscan.co/promo/OCO. That's OCO as in One Click Optimize. Um, okay, let's see. There's this one more, and I really love this question. Thank you for asking it, Daniel. I really want you to take this one, and this would be a good one to end on. How does JobScan differ now from 5 or 6 years ago? I remember using it and taking hours to edit a resume. What is the new JobScan experience like for job seekers?
Well, as of today, and it has been always our mission to automate the job search to make it easier for you. In fact, one of the internal mission that we speak about is like we see a future when you're watching Netflix and
Mhm.
getting applications going on, like your resume optimized, applied, and so on. What we have now and we didn't have before, I'll speak what we had before. It used to be a job scan. You will get the scan. It will tell you what's wrong with your resume. And then you have to deal with that but on your own, make changes, submit it again, get a review again, make changes. And like that, it was a lot of iterations until you get a good resume. And then you submit it. Now, also the job market changed, and just that is not enough. You need to be fast. You need to apply within certain hours after application is listed. So the competition is higher, and that long process is not any more efficient. For that reason, we added a lot of tools to our tool set. We have a resume builder that allows you to build a resume, including using AI to create the bullet points. We have and the match report still, which scans your resume in case you don't want it modified. You have the one-click optimize that optimize your resume. You can find jobs now, and we have a great tool that we recently launched, the job matching. So you can see high matches to your job, and you can see based on the keywords that you're looking or based on the last resume that you optimized for. So it will find high matches based on the resume that you just optimized. And then you have a job tracker where you can track all your applications and make sure you don't miss anything. And then we have a LinkedIn scan. We know that all recruiters look on the LinkedIn to see how active you are, how you're positioning yourself, and so on. And we help you optimize that part also. And yeah, and those are the things that we currently offer.
Mhm.
There are more yet to come. We want to help you with applications, so we will help you autofill your application in the future, so not spending so many tedious
Spoiler
hours.
alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah, yeah. Potentially we will venture into interview help and so on, but those are things that are yet to come. For now, we make sure that until the moment you want to apply, you have everything ready. You have your cover letter, you have your resume, and your LinkedIn is ready, optimized for the job, and your chances are the highest as possible.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, great answer. And thanks everyone for being here. I know there are some questions that we weren't able to get to. I don't know if you know this, but whenever you're in JobScan, there's a like a live chat icon. You'll see the chat box thing. You can open that up, and we actually have people, like real people, there answering questions and talking to people. So feel free to go in there and ask any questions. That's available whether you're on premium or free. So all of these questions, they'll be able to answer those. Any that we missed here. Thanks, everyone. You'll get an email after this with more information on the flash sale that we're running. If you aren't subscribed to JobScan emails or you're not sure if you're subscribed, all you got to do is sign up for a free JobScan account. You don't have to get a paid one or a trial or anything. You just register for a free account and you'll be put in our email list. So you'll get that email about the discount, plus emails about future discounts that we run. Thank you so much for coming. This was exciting for us. It is the next evolution of resume optimization, and we feel that we've really found a way to do it that, just honestly is better than the other ways that people have thought of and are trying right now. It's just more effective. So I hope you find that to be true too. Please share your feedback. Thank you for being here.